All right. Hey Sarah. So thanks for being able to tune in. I had to do this one a bit differently, but I think this gonna work out for the better anyways. Maybe is this gold? Okay, cool. Okay, so this one, why is it not undo? Okay, this one is pretty interesting. Okay, so here are some things that we should recognize that occur even at the champ select. Okay, so TF has TP. So let's do this. Okay, so we have Ari here, and then we have TF. Now Ari has Ignite, Electrocute, and TF has Teleport, and he also has Spellbook. Okay, so this is gonna change. This much amount of information should tell you exactly what needs. This amount of information should tell you pretty much exactly how the lane is gonna play out in terms of what both people are trying to accomplish. Okay, so clearly. Okay, so here Ari is stronger than TF in lane. Okay, like just champion dynamic wise, Ari is a stronger laner than TF. And Ari is looking to kill. Okay. TF is looking to clearly survive. Farm. EXP. Okay, so Ari is looking to kill. Farm. EXP. And of course, TF is also looking to stay healthy. Because if TF is low, okay, I know I'm running sideways. If Twisted Fate is low, then it's gonna make right. So if TF is low, he won't be able to get farm. Farming is completely compromised, whereas being able to survive is also slightly compromised as well too. EXP is going to be very difficult for Twisted Fate to get safely. Right, and you're certainly right. You're certainly not getting farm here. So these guys, right? If TF is not healthy, then he won't be able to survive very well, and he's not going to get EXP very well. So this means that in a longer laning situation, Ari hits 6 first. And when Ari hits 6 first, then Twisted Fate is certainly dead. Okay, so this all comes back to staying healthy, right? If we have to, what we want to do is we want to address this goal or this mentality with learning how to learn. Okay, so how to learn. Okay, this is one of the key things that I wanted to talk about in this little video review. So basically, right, Twisted Fate wants to survive, he wants to farm, he wants the experience, and in order to check off all three of these requirements, Twisted Fate here must stay healthy. Because if he cannot stay healthy, then all these three are like, it's all totally gone to shit. Okay, so then we need to ask, all right, how do we stay healthy? Okay, so we do have Seapot. Okay, so Seapot gives HP. It makes my trade stronger, and it also gives me mana. Okay. I also know that Ari has cooldowns. Okay. So when Ari has cooldowns, then TF is stronger. Well, I mean, obviously, right? The champion, like clearly the champion that has their spell sub are significantly stronger. It's not even like it's stupid, like obviously. But then naturally, however, TF is stronger. Okay, so let's assume that these guys, both TF and both Ari, their spells are down. TF takes attack speed runes. Okay. And his E gives him 20% attack speed. My 4th auto my fourth auto is stronger. Sorry, I'm writing sideways. I'm just not like, what was it? I'm not postured, like I'm not sitting straight. Okay. So his fourth auto is stronger, 20% attack speed, so I'm gonna get autos more frequently, and my auto every 4 autos is gonna be strong. Okay, so this is why I say TF is stronger when both players are not using their spells. So when we want to address how do we stay healthy, okay, then I had to be very careful about how I'm going to use my Corrupting Pot, because it recovers my HP and my mana. And I want to be careful about exactly where do I trade. Okay, so in other words, I have to look to trade in between. Okay, I have to look to trade between RE spells. So we actually see something that's going to happen here where you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when I say between RE spells. Okay, so let's play the video a bit. Is there a hotkey for playing? I don't think there is. Okay, so this is just me moving, me checking the damage. I think I could just, when does the lane start? Notice I did start E here. Oh. Okay, so let's take a look. I wish there was a hotkey for the play button. There probably is, but I don't know what it is. Okay, so I mentioned to you earlier. Okay, so let's take a look at what happens here. So immediately, as soon as the lane starts, Twisted Fate is already doing something. Okay. Am I allowed to play back? Okay. Where there's like a, do I like the color yellow? Sure. Okay, so if I did this box here, I don't like that one. Sorry. Okay, so if I were to like draw a line, okay, this line here is where my minion wave will gather. Okay, and so for Ahri, so first to level 2, okay? First to level 2, this is important. And so if no one uses their spells, then TF hits 2 first. No spells, okay? So if no one uses their spells, then Twisted Fate gets level 2 first, because I went over my attack speed and I also went over my E. Okay, technically E is a spell here, the 4th auto attack empowerment. And so that means that I'm going to put the pressure on Ahri here. Okay, where Ahri, in Ahri's perspective, she has to push the wave, or she has to press her Q on the minions, because otherwise she's never going to hit 2 before TF will, and that means that TF can then exert pressure in return, but also TF will be free from pressure because he's going to hit level 2 first, so then he can jockey and he doesn't have to worry about being harassed. Okay, and so it's the, okay, I was trying to see what the hotkey for the play button is. I guess it's not here, but so if we have this going on, the reason I drew this line is because let's look for Ahri's first Q, and let's look at where Twisted Fate is. Okay. Okay, you saw that, right? That was kind of weird because the line was moving along with TF, but look at that minion line. Okay, look at this space here, right over there. That's what I wanted to capture. Okay, so maybe I could stand here. Actually, no. There's 2 spots that Twisted Fate can stand. Okay, Twisted Fate can stand here, or he could stand in this area. Okay, so actually let's go with a different color. Let's go green here, and let's go blue here. Okay, like in this vicinity. Okay, so what does green get me? Well, I'm trying to see if Sarah messaged me on Discord. No, you did not. Someone else did. Okay. So let's see what green accomplishes, okay? I keep this maximum distance from Ari. Remember, this is level 1. To the point where I'm still... Twisted Fate is still able to farm these minions here. Okay, like that one. While still keeping maximum distance from the Q, from Ari. So this is pretty safe here. Okay. Now blue lets me farm, like actually blue lets me farm this. I could hover back and forth to hit this as well as this, but the distance is not very long, and this is what now we need to think about. Okay, Ari can auto attack me back if I'm in blue, so this is still pretty risky, but Ari herself has a very important decision to make. Okay, option A is Q to wave. Okay, option B is QTF. Okay, these are the only two options. So if Ari chooses to press Q on the wave, as she did here, okay, so this accomplishes the goal of trying to hit level 2 first. On the other end, as Twisted Fate, or not as Twisted Fate, if you choose option A to Q the wave, then TF is going to be healthy. And remember, being healthy, this accomplishes farm, this accomplishes EXP, and it accomplishes survival. Okay, so if Twisted Fate is healthy, all three of these goals are checked off. Now, what this means is that when every time Ari chooses to Q the wave, what she is doing is she is helping TF accomplish what he wants to in his goals here. Okay, so now here's the second option. The second option is to press Q on TF, right? Where Ari aims her Q this way towards TF. Now, if she aims her Q at TF here, then TF is going to be slightly harassed. So now being healthy is a bit compromised. Okay, because Ari is trying to put pressure on Twisted Fate here. Okay, so Ari presses Q towards TF, and let's assume that she hits, right? And then he's going to be a little unhealthy. But when Ari presses Q on TF, then Twisted Fate knows that she does not have the mana. Sorry. TF is aware that Ari no longer has the cooldown to poke him. And so this means that for the next 6 or so seconds, Twisted Fate is the stronger champion. So when Ari Qs the wave, then TF is going to continue to auto the wave. So in fact, TF will be hitting level 2 first. Okay? So now let's examine more about the trade-off. We're queuing the wave, okay? Queuing the wave means that TF is healthy. But in return, TF's resources are not pressured. Okay, so TF's resources are high if Ari chooses to queue the wave. But if Ari chooses to queue TF, then she does not apply wave control pressure. Okay, meaning that the amount of damage that Ari's Q does, right? So let's say probably like 85 damage. Okay, if Twisted Fate can heal the 85 damage in the next 10 seconds or so, because through my auto health regen, but also through just by auto I mean natural health regen, and also when I hit level 2 first, and TF also has correcting pod, then he knows he's safe, right? Because he can hit level 2 first, and so Ari, where she gains in damage, like in health, she loses on wave control. So all in all, the final conclusion is I like this decision that Sarah made here. Sarah, yeah, I like your decision where you decided to queue the minions, okay? Because in reality, what's actually happening is that Twisted Fate is already applying pressure on Ahri. When Twisted Fate opens by autoing the minions, he is telling Ahri directly, my auto attacks are stronger and my auto attacks are faster. Meaning the pressure is on you to match what I am doing to the wave. And that's why Ahri presses Q on the wave here. Okay? So as Twisted Fate, this having understood what Ahri can do with, pushing the wave or pressing Q on TF has to stay away from the wave. Because he's definitely not gonna, dude, if Ahri hits Twisted Fate and the wave, if TF was here, then this is just the worst thing that you could do as Twisted Fate. Because then Ahri takes away TF's resources, and she's also putting pressure on his wave. Okay, so Twisted Fate needs to stand away from the wave. And so if TF knows that he has to stand away from the wave, then this is why there are only two places for him to stand here. So over here, I still get access to the amount of farm that I could reach here. But if Ahri wants to choose and fight me, well, I have Corrupting Pot, so maybe she can't do an extended fight with me, especially when we both have 330 movement speed, so she can't really run from me. And plus I do have Corrupting Pot, so I get 5% movement speed because I have Time Work Tonic. Okay, so when I have Time Work Tonic with 5% move speed, I'm gonna be able to consistently auto Ahri here. So when you're level 1, Ahri does not want to trade with me anything within a 5-second trade window, okay? So if I know that Ahri does not want to trade with me, then and this is my auto attack range, right? If I stand in this area, then what Ahri wants to do is she just wants to press Q. Okay, so because over here Ahri has two options here. Now if I stand in the blue spot, right? If I stand over here, Ahri still has the option to do A or B. Okay, so let's take a look here. Oh, really? Okay, I'm saying that I'm never gonna stand in my wave. Okay, I'm never gonna stand here. So Ahri has two options, right? In both situations, right? If TF is standing here, she can either Q the wave or she can Q TF. But if she decides to Q the wave, then TF is safe. Okay. If TF is over here, and if she decides to Q the wave, TF is safe. So both of these positions have accomplished the same goal, right? Which is TF is safe as a result of Ahri pressing Q on the wave. Now, consider the fact that maybe Ahri might decide option B to Q TF here. So between these two options, which one is safer to be queued from Ahri? It's clearly this one because of the maximum distance. Really, option C says Ahri fights at level 1. Okay, level 1 all in. But when TF starts E, Ahri loses that fight. If this is the option that Ahri is going for, none of this shit matters because Ahri is a bad player. And she's going to lose no matter what happens, assuming that this TF knows how to play. Okay, so we don't even consider option C because for all circumstances that we encounter a player that decides to take option C, you don't need coaching for that. You're going to win the game. Okay, assuming you yourself are growing as a player. So in both situations, option B is the possibility that Ahri can fight, or Ahri can throw a Q. She's not going to trade because TF has Corrupting Pot. She can only throw the Q and run away. Okay, so if Ahri decides, hey, this is the way to go with throwing the Q at Twisted Fate, then being over here is advantageous because of that maximum distance. Okay, and so this is why, having said all of that, this is why I play level 1 lane position right over here. This is why I stand where I do. Okay, in this general vicinity of level 1 here. Okay, and so as Ahri, it's a little interesting because see what happens next. Okay, so I have my fucking I have my E up. And I know Ahri just used her Q. Okay. So Ahri takes 93 damage. TF is safe. All the minions are perfectly fine as well. And now I missed that. I missed quite a bunch. So one more time, I'm trying to see if Ari steps up. Okay. And look over here, so it's the same. Let's replay this again. Did she press Q? Okay. So it's the same thing. Where Ari, it's the same options presented, okay? For Ari, that is. She can Q the wave. Or option B, she can QTF. Okay, and so now TF knows that Ari has her Q up, which is why he's standing this maximum distance away, because I'm still in range to farm, and I could even walk up to this, and I know that Ari's looking for these guys as well. So Twisted Fate is never standing in this area, because then he's gonna get hit by Q. So he's standing in a space where he knows that there are clear advantages and disadvantages of option A and B. Okay, so this is the same exact concept that I just talked about, but being applied in a repeated situation. And so now, okay, Ari is putting pressure on the wave here. He's putting pressure on Twisted Fate, and then I said, like, this was good actually, but here's what Sarah, you should be doing instead. Okay, that movement is weird when you back off this way. Now the reason this movement is weird is because Twisted Fate wants these guys. Actually, maybe, I don't know if her Q is up. If your Q is down, I guess that's understandable, okay? But let's backtrack a bit. Okay. Oh, no, backtrack one more time. Okay, when you moved back, this is weird here. Instead, Ari should be, no, that's a little weird. Actually, okay. No. Okay. So, sorry. Two options for Ari, okay? So she's in this general vicinity, this area, right? And then she can either decide after she auto attacks this if she wants to continue moving this way, or if she wants to move back. Okay? And I understand that Ari moves back because her Q is down. Okay. However, as Ari, your Q should never be down here. Okay, because now the moment that Ari's Q is down, she cannot move this way. Okay, because TF has his fucking E up, and because he has Corrupting Pot, and because TF is completely healthy and Ari already took 90 damage at the start, she knows that, okay, if I walk up this way, TF is going to press he's going to auto attack me, I'm going to take another 90 damage, and then I'm going to take another auto attack, right? So another 40 damage. And then he's going to pop Corrupting Pot, so I'm going to take another 15. And if he does another auto attack, I'm going to take another 40. Okay? And because your Q, right? Remember, his auto attacks are 0.85 seconds. Okay, here this is, this 90 is from the first damage she took. This 90 will be the first auto attack. Then this guy is the second auto attack, and this is the third auto attack. So can we do 3 autos before her Q comes up? Yes, because I have 0.85 attack speed. Oh, I just wrote that, whoops. Okay. Meaning that if I take 3 autos and I divide by 0.85, whatever the hell that becomes, what, maybe like, I don't know, maybe 4.5, maybe 4.5? No, it should be closer to like 3.8, I think. All right, let me just divide here. 3.5 actually. Got it, second math. Okay. So in other words, when Ari decides that she used her Q, if she was to walk up here to fight me pushing with the minions, then I can dish out as Twisted Fate. I can do 170. I can do 185 damage in 3.5 seconds. Ari cannot because she has less attack speed. And she doesn't have any spells up. Understanding this, we recognize that this option, we cannot take that option. And therefore, the only option for Ari is after she auto attacks, she must move backwards. Or stay in the general vicinity. But for the most part, she must move backward for the most part, okay? And so this begs to ask an interesting question. If the reason Ari fires her Q at level 1 was because she wants level 2 first, okay, so wave control, right? The first time she fired this was here. If that was the reason, then what does doing this accomplish? Because as Ari, you cannot chase Twisted Fate here, right? You cannot support your minion pressure because you can't walk up to him because he's gonna fuck you up. So let's see what happens, right? Ari can't chase Twisted Fate here. Like, she can't back up her minion pressure. Okay? And she does here with one auto. Okay? And boom, we're at the same situation again. Okay? So I'm like walking up, she hits 2, but so do I. Okay? So who wins level 1? Or who won the level 1 exchange, right? So I don't have Corrupting Pot. Ari is missing, what does that say? She's missing about 140 HP. She still has her 2 health pots. So I think immediately in this situation, it looks like Twisted Fate won level 1 pretty hard. But I don't think it's as bad as for Ari as it looks, because Ari can easily sustain this. And if I used the 1 Corrupting Pot, that means that my 500G, okay, at the start is now 330G worth of gold. Okay, because I used a third of it already here, which means that already Doran's Ring is stronger than C-Pot here. Okay, so if we know that Doran's Ring is stronger than C-Pot, well, how much stronger is it? Well, in terms of gold efficiency, so 400G to 330G. Okay, but then how much more HP do I have? I have 600 to 511. Okay. And so if we do the math here, like, of course, like during the game, we're not gonna be doing the math, but we're just talking about efficiency. So here, 400 to 333 ratio, and then on the other end, we have also, this is 1.17, so it's a little less. So Twisted Fate got a little, I guess he didn't use his, like, I didn't have to use that because look, I'm already full HP and the C-Pot is already ticking, meaning that I definitely did not use it as efficiently as I could have. Okay, so it looks like Ari lost level 1, but in the grand scheme of the resources, I think she's still doing fine. Okay, but then here's the thing that's interesting is that teleport changes the entire dynamic. Okay, because Twisted Fate has TP, when Corrupting Pot is done, he can actually teleport back into lane, and then Ari, who does not have as much sustain, in the long run at least, fighting against teleport, she's going to really feel the pressure there. Okay, so let's take a look at what happens level 2 then. Okay, so Ari... Okay, so she throws the charm. This was a good hit. In fact, I actually tried. This was very good for Ari. If you take a look at what my movements were, I actually try to anticipate that charm and I try to dodge it. This, oh god, this is actually, like, I know it sounds like I'm bitching, and I am bitching. Okay, if it's not clear, I am bitching. Okay. If I had 335 move speed, well, 346, right? Because the correcting pot. But if I didn't lose the 335 down to 330, I'm pretty sure I get this auto off on her. Okay. And if I get that auto off on Ari, then I could just walk back and Ari takes a bigger fatter chunk of damage, which is worse for her. Okay, so fuck that nerf. Anyways, boom. I try to dodge. I get that auto off. Okay, and this part of the lane is just pretty textbook, where I don't want to fight her. Okay, and the reason the reason that Twisted Fate does not want to fight now is because he's only down to one more health corrupting pot, and Twisted Fate is looking to go back on wave 6. Okay, so there's still 3 more waves that I have to play through. So I have to be very conservative about how I want to do that, because I took a bad trade because I got hit by the charm there, okay? Okay, so over here, here's what we're gonna do, okay? There are minions in between, right over there. Okay, so Ari can never throw a charm here. So basically, what I'm doing, if I wish there was a way to like, okay, can you imagine? Could you imagine like this distance, right? If there's, oh, I know what I could do. Okay. So I believe this is the general range of Ari's Q. Okay. So my theory, I claim that, well, this is a little skewed because this center should be on Twisted Fate, but I claim that as TF, for the most part, Ari should be along this green dot. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Oh, do I not camera lock? I don't camera lock, right? Okay, here it is. Okay, let's see how. Okay, so do you kind of, oh, there it is. The last part was a mistake by me. Okay, so let's take a look at this again, okay? Where do I want to replay it to? Okay, it's not gonna lock on yet because I'm not camera locking this now. Okay, so I have a general understanding of Ari's range here, and because I have a general understanding for a range, I'm gonna do whatever I can to maintain this range here. So basically, if Ari at any point decides that she wants to move up to this range, then Twisted Fate should move back to this range. Okay, if Ari wants to, say, come in like this, then Twisted Fate can either come in like this, or he can move out like this. However, that range Ahri needs to be still along this green line. Okay, so then if we actually see what happens, I wish I could slow-mo this. Is there a way to slow-mo? Playback speed, there is, cool. So let's go 0.25 seconds, okay? Or 0.25 speed. Okay, so Ahri, okay. You saw how Ahri steps out of the range here, right? So this means that TF is safe to farm this. He's safe to farm this, without any risk of getting hit by Ahri here. Okay, so this is not good for Ahri. Remember, TF's goals are not to beat Ahri in lane right now. His goals are to stay healthy, because if I stay healthy, I can farm. I can get EXP. And I can survive. So when Ahri is stepping out of this range, she's never putting pressure on Twisted Fate here. Okay, so we need to recognize that Ahri should never be that far away. Okay, and so she comes back in. Okay, you saw that, right? So Ahri walked forward this way, and I moved away from her, because if Twisted Fate, if Ahri steps this way as she did, and if TF also steps this way, then Ahri is in range to throw a charm at TF here. And so what's going on is that this whole time, Twisted Fate is saying, no, fuck you. I will always make sure that there is a minion in between Ahri and Twisted Fate. Okay, this is what I said about the whole learning how to learn thing. If we are trying to accomplish our goal, all right, if we're trying to stay healthy here, well, how and what do we do in order for us to stay healthy? Because we want to stay healthy to be able to get farm, to be able to get EXP, and to be able to survive. So how do we accomplish this? This is what I'm saying, by maintaining this circle, this range of Ahri, and also making sure that there is a minion in between us. Because as long as this range is maintained, and as long as the condition is met where there is a minion or two in between us, Ahri can never charm me, and she can never throw a Q safely at me. Okay, so let's look at where Ahri is. The entire time. Okay, so she steps up and I step back. I look to see if I could, right? Oh, okay, so she saw me try to go for it, because she used one of her spells or something like that. And then for a split second, I entered the range, because did I see if she threw her Q? I'm trying to see if she threw her Q. No, it was the auto. Okay, so she didn't throw Q. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is a little risky by me here, but basically I'm looking to trade a bit, right? Put some pressure, because I have minion advantage, so I know I could take this trade. But also, if Ahri is here, I never move this way, because yes, although I have entered the range of where Ahri can charm me, I'm doing so with the deliberation of being able to fire a red card at her. I would never step forward into her range without my card ready, because then I'm looking to be out traded. But because of where we are, I know I can step forward here. By where we are, I mean that Ahri can never throw a charm at me, because there's a minion to my favor in between us. So I'm always going to be safe right there. Okay, so I throw the Q, or I throw the W, and boom, she steps away. She did not try to fire her Q. Which, I mean, I guess it's fine, but it's like, as Ahri, you want to be careful that you don't just get freely poked like that. Okay, so here I'm level 4. That was not the best by me. I should have just... It's better for me to have just like stepped forward this way and auto attack that minion there. Okay, so... But the whole purpose of one... And then I wanted to see the CS. The whole purpose is... Let's see how often Ahri enters this range, or that Twisted Fate enters that range. Do I camera lock? Okay. Maybe we could increase the speed here, sorry. Okay. Oh, that was a good one. That was pretty good to showcase. Okay, so let's go at half speed. Okay, look at this distance. Okay. You see that? The moment Ahri, because before, the moment she steps this way, I move back, right? Think about parallel lines here. These guys have the same slope, right? If she moves directly this way, I move directly this way. I'm not looking to move this way. I could move this way, but I'm never moving to intersect her path. I'm always going to move at least parallel, or I'm moving away from. Okay, parallel is fine as long as you can dodge. Moving away from, she could still chase this way, and then I have like less angles to move within the lane. But that's an entirely different concept. Okay, so the moment she stepped up, I moved back. We can actually take another split second look at that. So okay, so here it's gonna happen in a few seconds. I wanna reduce this playback even more. You see that movement? Ahri's right along the line, and because she is right along the line, this gives me the maximum distance to dodge her. And now she is in danger here, so I throw that blue card. Good W from her though. That's my mistake. Okay, let's go normal playback speed. Okay, I'm always maintaining that distance. I never want Ahri to impede on my distance here. Okay, just watching farm. Just remember, it is to TS benefit. Oh, and then, okay, so over here, I know that I could, okay, so I let Ahri into my range here. Right. Actually, I do it a few times. So let's just count. So one time. So I get auto twice. Or one auto and one Q. Okay, the reason that I let her into my range is because at this point, I know that she can never kill me. Unless she flash charms me. But then still, even then, flash charm is difficult to pull off. Actually, there was a spot where she could have... At that spot right there? She could throw her charm here. But, you know, she's still on this green dotted line. So I still have distance to dodge the charm. Because she's still in this range. The maximum range for the charm. Okay, so I could still dodge that. And in here, I enter the range because at this point, it doesn't matter. I have too many minions, so she's never going to be able to kill me here. So it's just irrelevant for her to be able to damage me here, or to be able to put pressure on me. And now this is where Ahri is under maximum pressure because Twisted Fate immediately goes back. I'm just watching if I could TP in. Okay, and I TP in. Remember, TP is what, 4.5 seconds? So Ahri doesn't have enough time to beat, and now she stayed here. And now she's fucked. Okay, because I don't think she has her health pot. She has, so then she only has Doran's. Okay, and what TF has is he has Doran's. He has Dark Seal. He also has Corrupting Pot. And in 1.5 minutes, okay, at the 6-minute mark, so in 3 waves, he's gonna have Ignite. Okay, so Ahri is in maximum pressure because she dies in 3 waves. Right, TF's gonna, most likely TF can control the wave here. Right, so if we see where Ahri is, Ahri misses this the melee minion right there. And then I say, nope, you don't get to go B. So there's the first time I disrupted her back. Okay, sorry for the graphics on the screen. I guess I could clear some of those graphics. Okay. Alright, so just watch what's happening with Ahri now. She's just under so much pressure where she can never engage me here. And so if she can never engage me, whereas I'm farming safely, under no duress, under no pressure, I could just do shit like that. The reason I want to get her in this 300 health range, because in 45 seconds, if she does not go back, I kill her, because 6 minutes is when the Unseal Spellbook changes, so I can take Ignite here. So then I have Flash Ignite on Ahri. Okay. So then, remember, my Q cooldown is about 6 seconds, okay? So because TF's Q cooldown is about 6 seconds, Twisted Fate knows that Ahri won't be able to get a back off as long as TF is in range. So because I'm aware of this, I'm like, alright, gonna bother her a bit. And now we see what happened here. So Ahri goes back, and I actually ult to look for her. But she goes back, and in doing so, okay, so I don't need any of that. Ahri goes back, and in doing so, we see the following: 100 mana for my ults, 40 mana, so we're at 140 plus this. So for rotation of spells is going to be 220 mana. Okay, I also have Corrupting Pot, so I could even throw a second gold card, meaning that Ahri here. Okay, Ahri is level 5. And TF is level 6. Okay. Ahri is low. She does not have mana. Commit mana to fight an extended trade. So low HP, no mana. What's the CS count? Okay, so I only basically I never do that in an actual game. Okay, do I alt tab? Okay. Oh, shit. I missed it. Where's the alt tab? Okay. Okay, so here, let's evaluate. Okay, so normally Ahri gets that back off, and I don't chase her with my ult. I just wanted, just because this wasn't a custom game, right? But normally I would have actually gone down. Now in that last situation, I'm pretty sure I was at 39 CS before. Actually, no, I should consider counting 43, because at 43 CS, this is when I roam bottom now. Okay, so TF is level 6. He has more items than side laners. Okay, because if we consider when Ahri went back as the first back that people should go back from, then this means that, okay, that means that bot lane probably hasn't gone back yet, unless there were double kills, right? we're assuming a normal game, but then I guess a normal game of League there should be like a quadra kill by now at the bot lane, some horse shit like that. But anyways, TF is level 6. He has more items than the side laners, meaning that if TF, like between TF versus ADC, right, TF is stronger. So TF with level 6 can decide to pressure bot lane. He can kill bot, right? And then he can go back to mid. And if I get a kill, say 1-0-1, then not only do we have a 29 to 43 CS disparity, but we also have an additional roughly, getting a kill and getting an assist, roughly 400 gold above. Okay, so we have 14 more CS, and if let's just say the average, let's just say the average farm gets us like what, 17.5 gold, because 14 for the spellcasters, I think, 20 for the melees. Plus TF's passive, which on average, I think usually expected value is like 3.4 gold or whatever per minion kill. So on average, 17.5 gold per minion kill. So let's do 17.5, but with 3 more gold on average with my passive, so plus 3. So on average, TF will get 20.5 extra gold per minion kill. There was 14 of that, so that's about 287 plus an extra 400 G, so 687. Okay, so if I went back at this exact time with this amount of gold, then I'm at the 1300 to 1200 range. Okay, so here I go for Catalyst, 1100, and I also go for what was it, 2 pink wards or 1 pink. Okay, so given this situation as Twisted Fate, now he has Catalyst. Ahri is still not level 6, but she's gonna hit 6 soon. But if we combine all this of what's going on, so here TF's gonna get Catalyst, right? Okay, Ahri, I guess we tabbed here, so no, I think this is not correct. I definitely, like, there must be some glitch in the system where I did this, like I tabbed, or you were in vision or whatever. Oh no, you know what it was you went back when I ulted you. So technically your items, of which because you're still in vision, I can see what you're buying, and so I believe I only saw the Amp Tome because that was the first item you purchased. Okay, so if Amp Tome is the first item you purchased, you certainly don't have 1300 gold. Otherwise, you would go straight into the last chapter, right? So we know you don't have 1300 gold here. So the Catalyst is just stronger than anything that Ahri could buy. So if we think about what's going to happen, Ahri, who wanted to pressure and kill, okay, is never going to be able to kill TF safely, because TF has way too many resources now, especially when he has Catalyst. And also, now that TF is going to get Catalyst, his mana is developed as well, and he still has Dark Seal. So Ahri just loses the entire early laning phase, and TF has accomplished the goals of survival, okay, farm, EXP, and he also ganked bot or top. So on this side, I either get a kill or I burn sums for them. And now, because Ahri was unable to exert pressure on Twisted Fate, the direct consequence of that was that her bot lane loses their sums, and if they get ganked by the jungler, then they most likely die because they don't have summoner spells. Okay? So all this, okay, so the TP TP is fucking powerful. But the reason I went over this in such great detail is that I wanted you to be able to see exactly every movement that Twisted Fate is making. Okay, you know when I did the thing right with the range. Okay, the reason I do that is because I wanted you to realize that every time TF is moving, he does so with respect to not having this range violated. And when he's not having that range violated, then he's able to accomplish his goals of surviving, farming, of getting EXP, ganking bot lane, keeping my summoner spells, staying healthy. Okay, because Ahri is never violating his range. So as Ahri, what you need to be doing is you have to find a way to safely come inside here to be able to violate his range, to be able to trade with Twisted Fate. Okay, but then at the same time, you as Ahri, okay, so we can actually, I actually want to replay some parts of this. Okay, so, oh, you saw that? So Ahri moves here, Twisted Fate moves there, because he wants to make sure that there are minions in between. Now, when this happens, how Ahri needs to counter is she has to walk up this way, because then she needs to be able to be at range to throw a charm here. Okay? But because she doesn't do that, okay, look at this. Too safe. I'm never getting charmed this way, Sarah. Still never getting charmed. That's a lot of distance. Still not getting charmed. I felt like you could have threw a charm when you press your W. But now you're giving TF too much freedom here. Okay, there's your charm. That's a good try. A lot of times that charm should hit. But at this point, right, the game is already difficult for Ahri because she's already low on resources. So that means that at level 4, okay, at level 4, Ahri is losing. Because TF, she's just low and TF hasn't really been pressured too much. Okay, and still 452 is a lot of HP to burn through. Okay, but I don't think you're losing that bad, but I do think you're losing because Ahri is the stronger laner. Okay, Ahri is the stronger laner, but she has 19 CS and Twisted Fate has 23. That really should not be happening. But really over here, actually 20, 21. Okay. I think you could have gotten 23 there if you press Q there. But then if you press Q there, then you lose mana. And because your mana pool is limited at that point, you really don't have enough to all-in Twisted Fate anyways. So if you press Q on those guys, you can get that farm, but then you lose the kill pressure on Twisted Fate. So I guess I understand that. So really this lane is actually lost in the early stages of the lane. Okay. Maybe at level 2. Could have also been at level 1 there. Okay, so right, so in this situation, one more time, I'm making you choose to Q the wave to which you do. But then because okay, yeah, so this is the final thing I wanted to talk about. What it means. What does it mean when your spells are down? Okay. So when your spells are down, Twisted Fate understands that Ahri can't exert pressure on him. So I'm really free to like farm this. Okay, that auto was good from you. But now I'm free to to just farm that there, okay? So it's really interesting because in Diamond and above, and I say above because I played against players that were masters and grandmasters earlier when I was ranking. Not today, but like at my peak when I was close to Diamond 2. So in this elo, usually we're very careful. Okay, we're very careful about our spells. Because if you use your spell and if your spell doesn't hit, then the enemy is significantly stronger at level for the next 6 seconds. Okay, so if you miss Q, you are level 0 and they are level 1. Okay, so please understand the importance of this. When you miss your Q, or when you Q'd a wave, but not enough, then Twisted Fate knows that he's completely safe early on. So instead, what you actually need to be doing, so Twisted Fate knows he's safe, and when you press your Q here, so in a situation like this, at the very start, auto everything. There's 1 auto, I get 2, I get 3. Okay, that's weird. Count your autos here. Alright, let's count Sarah's autos. We have 1. We have 2. We have 3. Okay. Whereas TF gets 1, 2. Oh no, sorry, that's 3, really. But then, because my 4th auto is my spell, I win that trade with you. So, in other words, TF is using his autos to balance wave. Because he knows that Ahri use Q to push wave. So we can kind of like take a look at this like a little tug of war thing. Okay, let's call this our like, say there's like a dynamite here in the middle. Okay, so when Ahri, but then also, I don't know, say like you're playing tug of war and this is your stamina, right? When Ahri presses Q on the wave, she pushes this dynamite a little further this way. And every time TF autos back, he's pushing backwards just a tad bit. Okay, so the end result is that the dynamite is here. Because your Q does a lot more damage to my minions than my auto does to the minions. But in the meantime, what happens is I'm pushing back at your health here. Okay, so this is our health disparity, where the dynamite is moving closer and closer to your end. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure I'm balancing where the wave is being pushed along with our health resources. And so what happens is, remember I was advocating earlier that Twisted Fate must never stand in the wave at the same time, where you want to shut the wave. Because if TF stands in the wave when I know you want to Q, what you do is you push the wave closer to me and you whittle down at my health resources, where you're accomplishing both things at the same time. So as a mid laner, you have to use your auto attack strategically, where you use your Q to push the wave, and I used my autos to push the wave backwards to get this like equilibrium. But then because you used your Q, I know you don't have Q. And because you don't have Q, you have no means of fighting this resisting this. So that's why I'm able to throw that empowered E at you and you lost 90 HP. because I know you cannot resist me here. Sorry, that sounds out of context. I know you can't fight back. That still sounds out of context depending on how dark you are, but whatever, I digress. So, right, because she doesn't have Q, then Ari knows, then Twisted Fate knows that you can't fight back. And so I think it's actually more advantageous for in this situation where, remember, we talked about option A, right? Option A was Q to wave. And option B was QTF. Okay, when we look at it in a vacuum, we understand both pros and cons here. Okay, this gets closer to level 2 first, but then this is no kill pressure. Okay, so no kill pressure. In other words, I guess we can say kill pressure goes down. Okay, so but what if we can then this is the learning how to learn part. What if we can remedy this? Okay, what if we say that why don't we actually change the options that are presented to us? Well, how do we change the options that are presented to us? We change the options by the amount of auto attacks we do. Okay, so now this changes. So say Ari autos the waves, autos wave. And when you auto the wave many times, matching TF auto for auto, then that dynamite thing, right, where this wave here gets closer and closer to like one of us. Well, remember, we talked about why Twisted Fate's autos are stronger because they empower DE, but also 0.85 attack speed. But this only means that if you're consecutively attacking for 5 auto attacks, Twisted Fate can get 5 auto attacks off at the same time that Ari can get 4 auto attacks off. Something like that. Okay, so that means that it doesn't really push significantly as long as Ari is auto attacking as often as she can. Okay? And so if you are auto attacking as often as you can, you can accomplish this task here. And then if you can throw your Q at Twisted Fate, now the dynamite pushes towards TF in terms of the wave being pushed, or in terms of level 2 first, right? And Twisted Fate's health is being whittled down a bit. So as Ari, you should actually be auto attacking a little more often on a minion wave early on, at least, right? I know it's easy to press Q on a minion wave, but in a matchup where you have to hit level 2 first, just auto attack the minions, and when the enemy looks to auto attack back, you press your Q in order to attack Twisted Fate. Okay, so then this will, but of course the enemy is they're gonna try to auto attack here as well. See, but what's going on is that right there, that little exchange, you auto attack 1 minion here, and Twisted Fate auto attack 3 minions. And because TF auto attacked 3 minions, he just undid the work that your Q accomplished. But then you throw another Q. Okay, so you throw it right here, I believe, yeah. And what I'm going to do with my autos is I'm going to undo all your hard work. Okay, so I just undid your work. Our health disparity is very similar, but because I undid all your work, we're both going to hit level 2 first. So that means you lose out on the level 2 pressure. Okay, so Twisted Fate is using his autos to counterbalance your push. But then what you should be doing as Ari is, if Twisted Fate is autoing, you only have 2 options here, okay? This is going to be higher end. Option A is don't push back at all. Don't push back. And then option B is push equally as back. Okay. There are some players in higher elo that just forego the wave early on, at least. And when the wave is foregone early on, pretty much the wave gets pushed to the enemy turret, and then it meets like over here. When that happens, Twisted Fate can gold card the enemy. Twisted Fate can gold card the enemy, and then the jungler can gank for them. Okay, so this is, I don't really see this amount of coordination ever happening in anything below diamond. So don't worry about option A, okay? So instead, option B is to push equally back with your autos and whatnot, because now these guys are at disparity here. So this is mainly the reason why. Okay, this is why laners both hit level 2 safely, because they don't know how to what am I trying to say? They don't really know exactly how to play level 1 to the point where Ahri needs to be aggressive, but then Twisted Fate is counterbalancing the aggression by controlling the wave. So I mean, and if you think about how you and I were playing this one-on-one for a bit, there were maybe a few moments where you could have flashed, and this is what we needed to say about being confident. Okay, right, there are a few moments where you could have probably flashed, but if you missed your flash, then you fall really behind. Okay, so that's a little dangerous. But the whole time that we were playing, I would believe that it was pretty difficult for you to actually feel like you could put me in a bad spot. In other words, Ahri was trying to kill TF, but TF made it very difficult for her to actually accomplish that. Okay, and this is all because of wave management. Okay, so normally the default is that both players hit level 2 pretty safely. But then if both players hit level 2 pretty safely, like over here, this movement is incorrect. You should be walking towards me. Actually, no, this is level 1. Yeah, it is level 1, so I guess you can't really move towards me because you just lose that trade because I have this E up. And this E is powerful because there's no cooldown on it. I could keep it for as long as I need to throw an auto attack. Just like that. Okay, so I guess the takeaway is from this video, you have to identify your goals. Okay. Oh, spacebar is pause. Okay, cool. So you have to identify your goals. But you also have to know how to accomplish the goals. Okay? You have to know how to accomplish those goals. You have to manage your resources. Wow, that's some really terrible typing, sorry. That's a really bad looking N. You have to manage your resources. But above all, you must move correctly. Oh, that's weird. You must move correctly. This is why I was showing you that thing here with TF's movements, and to the point where like there was a time when we were like here, and you moved for a split second, and in that split second I also moved back up too, because in that split second, by moving correctly, I'm able to accomplish the goal that I have identified, which was to stay healthy. Because if I were to stay healthy, then I could, just teleport back in and whatnot. So my biggest critique Okay, like I don't think there were too many, like here I didn't really critique you too much. I did talk about this, like if you move backwards and whatnot. But my biggest critique for you that I've seen, not time and time after again, because you have to understand that you're being coached by someone who understands what moving correctly is. Okay? So my biggest critique is when you are the aggressor, you must always move like the aggressor. There's too many times when you're moving backwards after you hit because force of habit and whatnot, when instead of moving backwards, you should be moving forwards. Okay, so it's not. I'm not saying. I'm not saying be aggressive all the time. What I'm saying is move correctly according to your aggression. So if your Q is up, move towards them in order to hit Q, right? We're not looking for, excuse me. You're not looking for option A or looking for option B. You're looking for option C, which is A plus B, where you can accomplish hitting TF. Sorry, where you can accomplish hitting the wave, and you can hit TF here. Okay, that's what you're looking for, option C. And a direct response, okay, a direct example of that, let's actually go. Let's actually go here then, right? Okay, a direct response to that is don't queue the minions here. Oh, you already queued that, right? Sorry. You don't need to queue the minions there. Instead, you can actually move this way, and then you can fire your Q this way, diagonally. Because you want to be, if you move diagonally, okay, now option C opens itself, to which you are able, sorry, we don't want that. You are able to actually throw your Q in such a way, because if you're over here, you can attack the minions and you can hit TF. And then you can auto these guys because TF is kind of hurt a bit, and he doesn't wanna continue the extended trade, because if TF continues the extended trade while your Q is on cooldown, then when your Q is off cooldown, he takes even more damage. So when TF jocks himself along these minions in a way where you can never hit him if you Q straight forward, you as champion must move upwards in order to accomplish the range of hitting him with the Q as well as hitting the minions. Okay, when this movement where you're over here in the middle and you press Q, that is not moving like the aggressor. That is also someone that does not know how to accomplish the goal of killing Twisted Fate. And so if we actually think about a lot of the games that you've been playing, most of your kills have not come in lane. A lot of your kills have come in situations where okay, so a lot of your kills have come in situations where it was like in a skirmish when you roamed, or when there was a fight and you rotated and then you pressed E, Q, W, your ult, your flash, your ignite, whatever you need, and you get kills. But what I'm seeing time after time is you struggle to get your own kills in the lane, that is. Okay? You struggle with an extended 100 to 0. By that I mean if both of you guys have items and you guys both fight for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, then you win the fight. This you know how to do, okay? But I'm talking in the span of like the entire laning phase, where this is wave 1, okay, and then this is wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, okay, and then wave 5 and wave 6 and TF teleports, okay? So TF TP here. There are tasks that must be accomplished, okay, between this range here, okay, where you have to, like, what, you're looking to burn his flash, okay, you're looking to for him to be low, and you're also looking to burn his teapot. So when you play level 1 as passively as you do with no intent on putting a lot of pressure on TF, okay? And when TF match, because I know what you're going for. You're going to, what your game plan is, you want to hit level 2 first. And then when you hit level 2 first, right, then you could put pressure on Twisted Fate here, right? But you're not able to accomplish that if Twisted Fate is counterbalancing the wave by auto-attacking it a lot. And so when TF is auto-attacking the wave, what you want to do is you want to auto-attack him and press Q on him. Because then TF cannot control the wave if he's taking harassment. Okay, I mean, he could try to control the wave, but he's going to lose a lot of HP here. So you miss, okay, so there are like, what you need to accomplish, okay? So wave 2, this is when you hit level 2, okay? Level 2. At wave 3, at the start of it, you hit level 3. Wait, no. Yes. Yeah. Wave 4 comes. And at the end of wave 5. Actually, is this what happens? No. At the end of wave 4, okay. This is where you hit level 4. And then wave 5 comes and wave 6 comes, okay? So this means that in this stage of the game, is this red? Okay, is this red? Yeah, cool. Okay, that means in this stage of the game, you have to whittle him down a bit with your auto attacks and your spell damage. At this stage of the game, you have to position yourself in such a way to hit level 2 first, and when you hit level 2 first, then you could charm and Q him. And now TF is a little low, and when you hit level 3, you have access to all your spells, and it is in this window, okay, where you are looking to kill him, right? But there has to be some like skirmishing that's going on. There are too many times where I see that, like, for example, if red is the important, okay, so blue is our task or our benchmarks of when people level up. Okay, so this means that red is the in-between. Okay, this is where action has to happen during these times. You have to fight at level 1. Okay, you have to drop minion aggro. So level 1. Can I erase some of this? I'm like super zoomed in on this. Okay, eraser. This is kind of weird. Okay, but I guess this is fine, okay? So then, if this is our benchmarks, there are goals that must be accomplished in this time range. Okay, at level 1, you have to chip away. You have to drop minion aggro. Okay, drop minion aggro. And you have to set up level 2. Or you have to set up wave 2. Okay, this is what's all going on in here. And then there's an accumulation, okay? This is the first critical point. At level 2, so this is level 1. At level 2, you have to recognize. Okay, recognize kill pressure. Now, if the kill pressure is not there, okay, like for example, if you charm and then if you Q, but you cannot all in, then you wait and refresh. Okay, so wait for cooldowns to come back up. Okay, so generally, well, but you have to be conservative about your mana. But you generally have like 2 cracks at this. Okay, where if you throw your charm and you miss, then you could probably throw your charm and miss again. But then if you miss that second time, then you're under a lot of pressure with your mana, right? It's the resource management where you don't have enough mana to effectively all in him. Okay, and this is so important, because if you don't have, if you miss the first charm, then you're telling yourself you only probably have 3 charms from here on out. And if you miss the second charm, then your margin for error is very low, because now you cannot commit to an all-in because your mana probably doesn't allow you to. So you have to be very deliberate about how you're using your spells. And then at level 3, okay, so if you hit spell earlier, okay, if you hit spell earlier, then you have kill pressure. Okay, if you did not hit, then you can look for, you have all this time in level 3 to level 4 to be able to do it. Meaning that you have the rest of your 3rd minion wave, okay, because you hit level 3 off of the first 2 melee minions. So you have the rest of the 3rd minion wave, and you also have most of the 4th minion wave. Okay, so you have really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the 3rd wave. So you have 12 minions spread across 2 waves to be able to do something from level 3 to level 4. Okay, and then level 5, after you hit level 4, it's the same thing, but this time your Q is stronger. So there's more emphasis to get it right with your Q. Like, you have to hit that. Okay, because yes, you do more damage, but the mana cost on your Q is higher too, so there's a bigger drawback to missing it. And in this stage of the game, okay, at this point, if you missed too much action in level 1, okay, so if your level 1 is too weak and you didn't play this correctly, if your level 2 is too weak and you didn't play that correctly, or if your level 3 is too weak because you didn't play this correctly, then you're putting too much pressure on yourself to be able to all in or nothing them level 5, level 6. And sometimes it's fine. Sometimes you do have enough pressure still because you're Ahri, or sometimes your jungler comes to gank you, or gank for you. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you don't move correctly, and if you're not deliberately thinking about every single stage of the game, levels 1, 2, 3, as well as every wave, you place a larger burden on yourself to be able to accomplish your goals. And this is also the same exact reason why I was able to play TF so smoothly and so controlled. Because I'm not looking at it like, oh, I need to stay alive. But in every one of my waves, okay, I have a goal. Okay, my goals are balance wave, right? Balance wave with my auto attacks. At level 2, my goal is stay between minions, okay? Or keep minion between us. And also be far, so distance from you too. Now level 3 is I have Q, so Q to push. I have Q to push the wave. The 4th wave I have minion dematerializer. Okay, minion dematerializer. The 5th wave I have minion dematerializer, while I hold these conditions in every situation of my laning. And then after the 6th wave, I minion dematerialize, and then I TP back in. Okay, so I'm not playing. This is a mess here. I'm not playing this lane as, in general, I have to stay alive and whatnot. Okay, I'm playing the lane specifically. I am looking with pure intentions. I mean, by that I mean like deliberate intentions. That's a better word. To accomplish something that I must accomplish in every single wave. So when you're playing Ahri and you're looking to kill someone, you have to ask yourself, how is it am I going to accomplish being able to kill this person? Because if you're pressing Q on your wave and you're moving backwards, or you're not matching Twisted Fate's movements, right? To the point where you want to step, where you want to make sure there are no minions in between you. If you're not moving every single second of your lane for that, then you're not putting the pressure on Twisted Fate. And of course, this situation changes with every lane, it changes with every opponent. And as a one trick, you must figure out how exactly you are going to play your lanes. Okay? When you're playing Ahri, and in general, okay. Oh, I can't even spell right now, sorry. In general, if you say, okay, my game plan is to poke. My game plan is to hit 6. My game plan is to farm. Okay, if this is your game plan and this is also your strategy, it's like this. Imagine you're a student, right? And you're a student in school, and you said, you know what, I'm gonna get straight A's. That's my goal this year. But then you autopilot, right? It's bullshit. If you say you're gonna get straight A's, wake up at a certain goddamn time, do your homework, study, prepare for exams, right? And I'm pretty sure that's what you do, right? Where you're preparing for the exams and you say, you know what, I'm gonna distribute this amount of time to study for this type of class. I'm gonna finish my homework by this amount of time. I'm gonna take a nap. That way, when I wake up, I have a game plan to which I'm going to accomplish here. Okay, League is the same thing. If you say that you want to, if you say that in general, you're going to try to poke someone, you're going to try to hit level 6, you're going to farm, and that's how you're going to kill someone. Well, it's like, those are your goals. But unless you actually put deliberate effort into thinking about how you're going to accomplish those goals, then that's nothing more than a wish. It's the same shit as saying, oh, I wish my jungler is better than the enemy jungler, right? And so we talked about that one time. We had that one Kayn or whatever, and we talked about some good junglers. And I mentioned to you, I was like, okay, Sarah, you have to give yourself more credit because you enabled that jungler to be able to succeed. Okay, it's the same thing. I wish I had a better jungler. Well, fuck that. What are you gonna do as a mid laner to improve your own jungler's success here, right? And at the same time, what am I gonna do as a top laner to improve my own jungler's success? For example, I'm gonna shove my wave in such a way where I know I'm gonna get ganked, and I'm gonna do my best to be able to maneuver past getting ganked. And if I'm able to maneuver past getting ganked, and if I'm able to in fact kill the jungler in response to the gank, then from the top lane position, I am accomplishing the goal to save and to improve my jungler situation. Okay, so these are all like sub goals. Okay, like here on the side, don't get feeding jungler or don't get feeding. Okay, so this is our sub goals, right? Don't get feeding bots. Have a better jungler. Okay. Wow, sorry, spelling is just awful tonight. Okay, don't get feeding bot, get a better jungler. Well, okay, so this is our goals. So what's gonna happen is that TF, for me, for example, TF, I'm going to hit 6 safely. Okay, I'm gonna hit 6 on time, and I'm gonna hit it with mana also. Okay. For better junglers, I'm gonna be healthy level 3, level 4. And then I'm gonna flash for Scuttle fight. Okay, flash gold card for Scuttle. Okay, so flash gold for Scuttle. That's what I'm gonna be doing. So it's not enough to enter a goddamn game and say, oh, I wish my jungler is better, or I wish my jungler is not griefing, or whatnot, right? And you know, there are games where like I tell you, hey, you should rotate bot, or look towards top, or like where the jungler is, or I'll be like, Sarah, you gotta go help, because like those are all goals that you have to accomplish. And so the final thing, I mean, I've been talking about this kind of a lot, right? The idea of how do we accomplish our goals. Okay. For every champion, it's different, but for the most part, it's very similar to like classes of champions. Okay. Assassins are categorized as assassin, melee, or ranged, right? Ahri would be considered. Actually, Ahri can do a lot of things. She can be a control mage. She can be an assassin, a ranged assassin. She could also be a burst champion, where the burst comes from an initial EQ and then you leave, right? EQ auto leave, proc electrocute, don't get traded back, right? Burst champions. You also have sustained fighting, where if you miss your burst, well, you have nice cooldowns and you can you can ult again and then auto, and then you can ult one more time and auto. Okay, so Ahri is really nice, not only because she's fucking beautiful, right, with all her skins, but Ahri has the option to play the lane in a very adaptive way. Right? When you're Fizz, you can't really play your lane a very adaptive way. When you're also Kassadin, you can't play your lane adaptively. When you're Kassadin, you have to be a little fucking bitch, and you have to goddamn play safe all the time, because the alternative is you throw your entire fucking scaling. Same with Vladimir. But when you're playing a champion like Ahri and you can adapt to any situation, this is why it's so powerful to be a one trick. But at the same time, if you're a one trick, you better damn know how to play your freaking champion and your roles, right? And I'm not saying, like, I'm not looking down on you for not knowing like all of this, because this is a lot of information. What I'm saying is, you have to know more than your opponent, because as a one trick, you naturally play your champion more times than the enemy plays against your champion as a one trick. So Twisted Fate, okay, so I have 1,600,000. It could be close to 1,700,000 now. Okay, but amongst this 1.6 mil, okay, I know that Yasuo is bad for me. I know that Yone is bad for me. Okay. I know that a good Fizz is bad for me. And same, I know that Lucian is also bad for me. Okay. I know that Annie with jungle, okay, Annie with the jungler is bad for me. Okay, but I know that Annie alone is not bad for me. I know that LeBlanc, if she's not fed, is fine. But I have to know how to play this matchup. But I know that if LeBlanc is fed, then she's terrible for me. I know that if Cassiopeia hits Q, then she's in this category as well. And if Cassiopeia does not hit Q, like on me, then she's in this category. This means that for a duration of 4 to 5 seconds, Cassiopeia is going back and forth in terms of very dangerous and not very dangerous. Okay, same with Ahri. I know level 1 through 5, Ahri can be down here, or she can be up here, depending on how often she hits Q, if she's zoning me, if she's able to throw me off my wave, if she gets jungler assistance. Okay? I know that junglers, okay, I know that Graves with red, okay, I know that Graves with red is bad for me. I know that Zac is bad for me. I know that J4 is bad for me. I also know that Xin Zhao, if he comes from behind, is bad for me. If I have vision of Xin Zhao, I know that he's fine. I know that Nidalee can't do much to Twisted Fate. And I know that Graves without red is fine. Okay, same with Jarvan. If I have vision of Jarvan, he's fine. The reason that I'm saying, and when you're Ahri, right, as soon as you hit level 6, right, when you're level 6, no one can kill you. It's just the truth. When you're level 6, no one can kill you. So when you're one-tricking, you have to have knowledge of all these micromanagements. And sure, it may sound intimidating, but I think it's actually pretty fucking beautiful, because it's very encouraging for you to be like, oh shit, I could really learn a lot about my champion. And that's really exciting, and it should be. Okay, I think I want to cut it here. This is actually way longer than I thought it was going to be, but I don't think you watched this all in one sitting, because, you know, that's a long time to commit to watching a video. I would know because I made this video, so I didn't have a choice to, like, the whole commitment part. Or, like, I'm not going to be like, hey, be right back, I'm going to go take a shower while, like, I'm making this video. It's a little weird, right? But I hope you do spend the time to watch this video and to really listen and think about, like, all the things that I talked about here. This video wasn't exactly, it's not just like mechanics, but this is more like decision making. Why do we do the decisions that we do? What is our game plan? What is our strategy? Okay, how do we accomplish the strategy? Those are all things that you have to be very, very thorough when you're thinking about them. Because if you don't have a game plan, right, this is the last thing I want to say. If you don't have a game plan, you're autopiloting, and your success, your results are going to be based on a coin flip. Are my teammates better than them? Or are my teammates better? Or are they better than my teammates? But when you're being proactive in your decision making, and when you're magnifying your intensification into improving as a player, then you are being proactive in getting as many wins as you can. And then you start putting these games in your control, and that's how you start climbing, right? Like, the reason that Smurfs are so dangerous is because we know how to accomplish what the game theory is saying. You can still be the best fucking teammate, like, as a player, like skill wise, but if you don't know what you're fucking doing, then you're not going to be able to succeed very well in a team game. Okay. But no, I'm just giving, like, a general, like, an extreme example. So what really, honestly, what I want to see from you, Sarah, is, and I do see this because I see you improving, is not only do I want to see you improve, but I want you to set goals for yourself while you're playing and see what you can do to accomplish those goals. What situations do you need to find, and what situations do you need to avoid? Okay, but anyways, wow, that was a long one, so it's gonna take a while, but yeah, thanks for watching this. Okay, all right, bye, Sarah.